How to choose a headshot photographer. Your headshot is your first impression. It's the first contact somebody is going to have of you, most likely, if they find you online. And it's a test of your credibility. Because if you show up and you don't look like your headshot, they're gonna wonder what else about you is false. No one needs to start off a relationship like that. So, how do you find the right headshot photographer to take such an important photo? Well, I'm gonna tell you. And all three of these things are super important. The third one, you definitely want to consider because this will absolutely affect how you choose your photographer. So let's dive in.
It's showtime.
Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd. I have been a professional photographer for 12 years, and living here in Silicon Valley, I have done a ton of headshots and commercial work. From product photography to executive photos, I've shot magazine covers, movie posters, you name it, I've done it. It's storytelling. That's what I love about this, is somebody steps in front of my camera and we tell your story. It's so much more than I just need a quick photo to go on my LinkedIn page because, again, it's about credibility. If you walk into the room and you don't look like the photo that they've seen of you, they're going to wonder what else you've lied about, essentially, because you've lied about your photo. That's catfishing. We've all heard online dating stories of someone who used a photo that was 20 years old, and then you show up and you're like, who are you? Are you this person's dad? Because I totally thought you looked younger.
I was bored with my life, so I wanted to be someone else.
Same thing goes with corporate headshots. You need to look like your photo and you need to convey a certain message. So picking the right photographer is absolutely crucial for doing that. Here's 3 tips to do that. Firstly, can you see yourself in their photos? Second, can they recreate the style that you need? And thirdly, super important, how do you actually need to use the photos? So, number 1, can you see yourself in their images? This goes beyond just liking their photography. You may think they take great photos, but if it doesn't match your brand, then they're not going to be a good fit for you. And you shouldn't call up a photographer whose work you like and say, hey, I love the way you do this really dark and moody stuff. Can you shoot this other thing that's totally different from that? Because that's just not how artists work. I mean, yes, we could try, we could make an attempt at it, probably do a pretty decent job, but it's better to find someone whose work you can already see yourself in rather than to call somebody up and ask if they can do something totally different. It's like going into a sushi restaurant and being like, oh, you layer things in these rolls? That's just like lasagna. Can you make me a lasagna? They're probably not going to make you a lasagna. Could they? Probably, but they won't because they're a sushi restaurant. That's how photographers are also. If they've got a style, find one whose style resonates with you. And if you can see yourself in the photos that they take, that's a good sign. Maybe they only specialize in indoor stuff and you want outdoors. Maybe it's the other way around. Who knows? But ideally, you should be able to see yourself in their photos before you are in their photos. All right, number 2, can they recreate the style that you need? Maybe you need to match your current company's website. Let's say you get hired by a company. Everyone in their company is photographed on a red backdrop. They're all facing a certain way, wearing a certain outfit, and they're all lit the same way because they all got their picture done on the same day by the same photographer, and you need to match that. So if you found somebody who does indoor studio headshots on backdrops like this one that matches what you're looking for, you can call them up and say, hey, here's the website that I need to emulate. You can call them up and say, hey, I need a new headshot. I just joined this company. It's got to match everybody else's. Can I email you the URL and see if that's something you can do? And then see if they can do it. And if they can, cool. If not, then that's great too. You can find somebody else. But it's important to let them know ahead of time what style you actually need. And they should ask you anyway. Any legit photographer will want to know, okay, well, that's cool. I can take your headshot, but what do you do? Because if you're an opera singer, I'm going to photograph you differently than if you're a realtor or a surgeon. And I've photographed opera singers and realtors and surgeons, and I will tell you their headshots looked very different. If this is your author photo for a book, that's a very different conversation than if this is your headshot for another new recruitment job that you just got. Whatever it is, we're telling your story a certain way. And it's not to make you look like a stereotype, but you need to actually look like you're in the role that people are expecting you to fulfill. And you can still have your own personality, based on the clothes that you wear, maybe the environment, how they light you, your expression. But your headshot is your headshot. And we just need to know what your face currently looks like. And do you look like the kind of person that I would want to hire for whatever the thing is? Your photographer should be able to help you recreate the style you need as long as it aligns with the style that they currently shoot. All right, number 3, super important. And your photographer should already ask you this question, but if not, bring it up. How do you plan to use the photos? Because if you just need a photo for LinkedIn, that's cool. We're gonna shoot tight, it's cropped into a square, that's it. But if it's going to be an author photo and it has to be cropped a certain way, or if it goes on a flyer for your company or in the website or somewhere else, it's going to need to be cropped to a certain shape, certain dimensions. We can set you up for success. If this is going to be printed, you're going to get a certain size file. If this is just going to be used on Instagram, this will be a certain size file. We can set you up for success, but we can't do it if we don't know how you're going to use the photos. I always ask these questions. I can't guarantee that every photographer will. And if you get, say, a less experienced photographer who doesn't understand that these images will be shot differently, then it's really important to know what this is going to be. Also, if you're doing photos for a flyer that is already designed and you send us the flyer and the flyer is totally blue and you want a blue background and are going to wear a blue shirt, I'm going to talk you out of that because you're just going to blend in like you're wearing camouflage. So we'll get you in gray or some other color that will help complement you and help you stand out and not just blend into the sheet. So again, knowing how you want to use the photo can help us put together the shoot to quickly and easily get you in and out. This is another big thing that I want to make sure we touch on. Speed is valuable, just like going to the dentist. People call me up and they're like, cool, I would love to get a headshot. I'm like, great. This is how we do it. Come into my studio. I'll have the backdrop ready for you when you walk in. Here's a list of colors. We talk about that. You'll be in and out in like 15 minutes. And they're like, wait, 15 minutes and I'm giving you how much money? And like, well, you're not paying me for the minutes that you're in here. You're paying me for the photo. I'm like, would you rather I take 2 hours? And there's always a pause. And they're like, oh, well, no, I guess if I'm going to get the same thing, I'd rather have it in 15 minutes than 2 hours. That's it. You're buying your own time back at this point. That's what it is. So if you go to the dentist, you're like, you got to get a root canal. And they're like, okay, let's do this. And the dentist is like, cool, it'll be, $1,000. We'll have you done in 20 minutes. I don't know how long root canals take, but whatever. You're like, that's $1,000 for 20 minutes. That's $3,000 an hour. This is insane. And the dentist is like, cool, do you want to sit in this chair for 8 hours today? And you're like, no, actually getting out quicker is a better thing for me. So keep that in mind when you're working with the photographers. Ask how long it should take to get the photo. I shoot tethered to my computer, which means you see the photos pop up on the screen as we take them. So we'll take 10 quick frames and I move you through these different poses. We look at the photos, pick out what we like, what we don't like. We do another batch and so on. And usually in about 15 minutes, we've got one killer shot for you, usually more than one. And then if you want, we can change outfits, add on extra images, things like that. But if you just want one headshot, it should be quick and easy. You shouldn't be in there for an hour. An experienced photographer will get you in and out, especially if you've done the planning work ahead and we know how we're going to light you, how we're going to shoot you, and what story we're going to tell. So there you go. That's how to pick out a headshot photographer. Number 1, can you see yourself in their images? 2, can they recreate the style that you need? 3, how do you actually need the photos? Do they know that so they can shoot that way? And then 3.5, we'll call it your bonus one. How long is it going to take? Because quick is always better when it comes to these photo shoots, as long as you get the photo that you want. So if you're in California or would like to come out here, I would be happy to photograph you. You can reach out via MikeLloydStudios.com. The link is down below. And if you'd rather find someone in your own area, totally cool. Now you know how to. I've got some other great videos on this channel about picking out a photographer. If maybe you want some family photos or how to dress for photography, I can help you out there as well. You are amazing. We'll see you inside.